So my heart was literally pounding and I didn't know what was going on.
TJ family. Terrell Jarius. There's nothing that we can do, 'cause I'm right here next to you. Yeah, you are family.
What is up, T&J fam? We are back with another video and we are coming to you with a story time. Now, as you can see from the title, it's not the most enjoyable story time, but you know, we want to keep you guys up to date with what's going on with us, and we thought it would be important to share something that we went through recently. Last week sometime was super scary, super busy. As you guys know, we recently traveled to Orlando. We've been pushing out a lot of videos. We had an amazing time at Playlist, but we were going non-stop, and this was actually the first time in a while that we didn't fly. So we actually drove the entire way and then drove back.
In addition to, we both worked that entire week.
Yeah, so we left out Thursday night, late at night, and then you guys can see from the vlogs like kind of the timeline and what we were doing. We got in at like 4 o'clock in the morning, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
We were up at like 8, 9, something like that.
Yeah, and it was just like non-stop. Definitely an amazing experience. Wouldn't take it back, but it was a lot on our bodies.
Yeah.
Again, the kids were up at their normal times, which was strange too. It was like it didn't stop. We were just non-stop.
Yeah.
We drove back that Sunday night. Well, Sunday afternoon we drove back. Everything was fine. We were really tired. Jarius had to be to work the next day. I had to be to work the next day as well. But Lena came Monday. It was just kind of like a normal day, but I was still really tired that day. And it was just like, we had to get up same time early in the morning.
Still had to do videos because even though we did videos at Playlist, we still had other videos to do as well.
Yeah. So just busy, y'all. Just busy.
Oh, in addition to not only that, we also work on Instagram and stuff as well. So like completing those projects for you guys and stuff.
Following
like that.
up, because through the weekend we were so disconnected because we were soaking it all in at Playlist, and so like we were just disconnected from everything. So we had to do a lot of follow-ups come Monday, a lot of deliverables that we had to meet. The grind didn't stop. But anyway, Monday night.
Now wait, hold on. Now don't take me wrong. Now, you know, don't get me wrong now, y'all. When I say book me, I mean book me. You know, don't stop booking me just because we telling you about this story. We just gotta manage a little bit better, but book me, okay? Go ahead, babe, I'm sorry.
So anyway, that night, I don't even know what time we went to sleep.
It was 12 because I remember thinking like, oh, like I'm only gonna get like 6 hours of sleep if I push it to 6 o'clock.
Yeah. So we went to sleep late
and
too.
I went to sleep before you.
And I'm always up late, like on the computer, like responding to things and handling business. Woke up at like 3-ish in the morning, and guys, like I was freaking out. For whatever reason, like I woke up, went to the bathroom, and I was just like looking at myself in the mirror. So funny fact, I guess it's not so funny, but whenever I'm sick, I don't know if I saw this in a movie once, and it was just like, it's all in your head, like pain and everything's like in your head. So it's all a mental thing. So like if somebody pinches you, it's in your brain, like your brain tells you that it hurts. It's pain receptors, right? And so if ever I'm feeling bad, I legit have a moment and like look at myself and be like, you okay, Terrell? What I told you I did when we were in
Orlando.
Yeah, Orlando. And so I had one of those moments. I was kind of dizzy, but I just figured I got up too fast because I woke up and it was like a sharp pain like in my side, like in my lower back, that woke me up. So I was like, well, let me go to the bathroom. Like I put a wet rag on my face and I just stared at myself for a minute. I'm like, okay, you okay? Get back in the bed, and I just like, it was just like a constant pain. I tried to go back to sleep, and then all of a sudden it was followed by the shakes. I was covered in chill bumps, but I wasn't cold. I was actually sweating, like borderline sweating, and I just couldn't stop shaking. And again, I'm just sitting there going through it. Jarius is knocked out, and I'm just like constantly shaking to the point to where it's like it's uncontrollable. Like my heart is beating really fast, and so like I finally nudge him, and so he knows like if I wake him up, something's wrong. Cause
well, I didn't think, because you also be waking me up, you know.
He knows if I wake him up, something is wrong. I woke him up and he's just like, what's wrong? What's wrong? At this point, I'm shaking, and it's like every couple of seconds.
Well, you didn't nudge me. You actually kind of tried to pull me and turn me.
Oh yeah.
And then when he pulled me, he was wanting to lay on my shoulder. I, you know, let him lay on me, and I thought he just wanted to lay on me. So like I'm rubbing him, and he's just like shaking. I'm like, what's going on with you? And he starts crying at this point.
And that's when all bets are off, baby, when I start crying.
Because he doesn't cry at all. I'm freaking out at this point, like, what's going on with you?
But he's half asleep too. So it's just like, the thing about Jarius is this was the second time I had to wake you up because I was in pain about something. And I was crying. So like that just, I don't know why it happens like in the middle of the night, but he's half asleep. So part of him is alert and it's just like, what's going on? And then part of him is still half asleep. He keeps waking up to check on me, but then he keeps falling back to sleep because again, we're both tired. And it just like kept going on to the point to where the shakes got worse and my heart, my chest was really, really hot. And so like my heart was just beating so like I can hear it. I don't know, it was just crazy, guys. So he finally woke up and he was just like getting me some water, looking on WebMD to try to figure out what was going on. And I put my Apple Watch on to try to see if I can.
And child, wait, hold on, child, you know, when you be Googling, baby, Googling and told me that he was having a heart attack, that he was about to go to he was about to go to glory. Like, I'm scared. They was like, it's diabetes, it's a heart attack. They was just like all this crazy stuff, and I'm just getting like so scared. And then he's just not wanting to do anything, and that's the stressful and scary part about Terrell, is because it's like when he's sick, he's so determined to sweat it out and not go to the doctor or anything, which you kind of told me why. And it makes sense now, but it's just like, oh, in this moment,
reasons why I hate hospitals, unless it's the birth of a baby.
You can tell them, don't hold back information.
I just feel like I've had terrible experiences when it comes to hospitals when you're going in for something. So I lost 3 of my aunts really, but 2 within the last 5 years. And so it's just, and my grandfather. So it's just been like, I just don't really care for hospitals. Yeah, and grandmother. So it's just like, I just don't really care for hospitals too much. I feel like, no offense if anybody's a doctor. I'm promoting, listen, go to the doctor. I'm not gonna stop you guys from going to the doctor. I definitely feel like if you think something's wrong, and I do have to get over it, I am a little bit stubborn because I think Jarius and I need to start going to the doctor more. You know, as we're getting older and just like do routine checkups. We find yourself being so busy that we don't make time for it. But I definitely think that it's a lot of things that you should routinely get checked. And so we haven't really gotten a primary care doctor since we moved here, which is very sad. So I don't have a lot of check. Boy, you go to urgent care. If you had a primary care doctor, you wouldn't go to urgent care.
Yeah, because then I would have to take off.
We would need those urgent care bills all the time.
I would have to take off to go, but I do have a primary doctor. I've seen her like 4 times.
And we've been here how long?
I need to go.
4 years.
I need to go, but I do have one.
But anyway, so like I just didn't want to go. He like went and got some clothes. He got dressed, and I also didn't want to take the kids out. I think that that's a struggle too, because it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Like we would both have to like wake the kids up, get them dressed, drive them to a hospital, and they would be sitting there. And then like you sit in the hospital for so long waiting, and then you're around other sick people. So it was just like I just made a decision that I would be fine. Like I drank some water, and I was just like, I'll be fine.
But you know what? Like I'm gonna get on you for a second though, because it's just like, what if that really was something serious? Like not wanting to wake the kids up, I think is not an excuse for not going to get checked out.
I don't know. I just feel like him and my mom are very much so, well, let's just go to the doctor. Let's just go to the doctor. And I've tried that sometimes. The last time I was sick, I went to the doctor and they literally like gave me nothing that was useful to me. Nothing that was useful. And I was there for like 3 hours waiting to be seen and things like that. So I literally just had to like sweat it out. And so that's what I do, and I try to get through it. Now like for that situation, I should have gone to the doctor that night because I put on my Apple Watch and I tested it, and my heart rate, a resting heart rate, a normal heart rate is supposed to be between 60 and 100. And usually it's near 100 and higher, like if you're working out. But keep in mind, I'm laying there and mine was like between 140 to like 180, fluctuating between both, like, you know, as I was checking. So my heart was literally pounding and I didn't know what was going on. I ended up falling asleep some type of way, like I don't know how, shaking. We had the fireplace on. I had our 3 different covers on because I have chill bumps, but I wasn't cold. But it was like I started to sweat too. So it was just really strange, guys. I was dizzy and I just ended up just praying about it and falling asleep. Well, when I woke up, I felt I had a train wreck happen. going in my head. And I was with the kids myself that day. Silly me like took a Tylenol PM at like 11 o'clock in the morning, and literally the TV was watching the kids. I was laying right there, but I ended up falling asleep. I don't know why. I've never taken a Tylenol PM. I also don't like to take a lot of medicines either. Don't ask me why. I just feel like I can naturally overcome it. And so that happened, and I just don't like to be medicated, because like in that situation, that Tylenol PM made me fall asleep and I didn't really want to. And so like the kids were taken care of. They were in like their play yard in the living room. They just had more TV time that day than normal, but I was right there. But I just fell asleep. I think you ended up coming home. Jarius checked on me throughout the day. He ended up coming home, and then he had D like bring me to an urgent care. Had some x-rays done. They said my blood pressure was kind of high. My heart rate was still elevated, and
they thought it was pneumonia. Or I'm sorry, not pneumonia, the flu.
But I tested negative for my flu test. So like that's an example, like they didn't really know like what it was. And so like I just kept having really bad headaches at this point, but I was more so nervous that, you know, I was gonna have another one that night. But I ended up taking one round of the 12 sets of pills that they tried to give me, and I felt better. But just after researching it and kind of having a conversation with the doctor, I definitely think it was from just like moving around too much and anxiety, stress, lack of sleep, all of that.
I just think it was a really big wake-up call that while we are excited to be working and all this stuff, and we tell you guys this all the time, but like literally we go all day to try to make it happen for us, to try to make it happen for you guys, for our kids. But this was just a really big wake-up call that we need to take care of ourselves too, and that you guys need to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Sleep is so important. Eating healthy is so important. You know, making sure that you're really taking care of yourself. And then more than anything, mental health is a big thing too. We just need to do better with making sure we allocate time for ourselves to, you know, rejuvenate and process and function right.
Hashtag self-care. Self-care is very much so important. And I think, like Jarius said, like we're definitely grateful for all opportunities. I just think that we're so much in grind mode. And I know a lot of other people with YouTube channels, small businesses, anything. If you're trying to get a promotion at work, like you're just like active and you're on the go, you want to do good work, you want to make, you know, you want things to take off. But just don't forget to take care of yourself, because that was definitely a scary situation. And the next day, you know, when I'm at the doctor and sitting there and doing x-rays and flu tests, and you know, for him to tell me that my blood pressure was kind of high, it's a wake-up call. And I think the fact that I have kids is a little bit different too. You know, it's scary. I can only imagine how scared he was. But don't be stubborn like me. Go get checked up, you know, checked up routinely if you can. I'm okay, just kind of trying to take it easy and do a cutoff time, because legit I will stay up all night and hammer it in and write out stuff and send emails and things like that on top of like my work. But I think that just finding a balance on when to do certain things and when to kind of take time for yourself, I think is important. So we're trying to implement that now.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, if you guys think that something is wrong with you or something seems off, the best thing for you to do is let a
look in the
trained
mirror,
professional
look in the mirror and tell yourself you're gonna be fine. It's mental. It's all in your head. If you tell yourself that toothache doesn't hurt, that toothache won't hurt.
Take yourself to a doctor or medically trained professional so that they can help you get the
all of that. But thank you guys so much for listening to our story time about the time that I almost died.
It's like the 5th time, Lord.
Traumatic.
You know, God might be trying to tell you something.
I think it's you.
It ain't me nothing.
He's trying to give me away.
God might be trying to tell you something.
He's trying to give me away.
You know, he done tripped you a few times now.
This ain't happened to me before 2011.
He done tripped you a few times now. You might want to get that wake-up call. Jesus is on the main line.
I think he's trying to scare you.
No,
I think he's trying to scare you, telling you to appreciate me. Okay.
God is on the main line. You might want to answer that call.
Show some appreciation. He keep trying to take you from me to show you that life is gonna be a mess without me. So you better give me my flowers while I'm here. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. We love you so much, and until next time.
Bye.